I used to work with this lady, and she would laugh like. Sorry, that was mixed in with my laugh a little bit, but it was like. God, she used to she'd get mad at me if I because it was a pizza place, and I would do deliveries, and I would come back with a wad of money. Sorry, and she'd get mad at me if I didn't have the money all in the same direction. She'd be like, "You need to put all the money in the same direction," and I'd be like, "No." And she'd be like, "What do you mean, no?" Oh, man. I'd be like, "No." And she'd be like, "Well, I'm the manager." And I was like, "I don't care. No, I'm not doing it." And she was like, "Well, you don't like authority. Well, guess what? I'm authority, baby." And she turned around and she smacked her ass. Sounds like I'm making that up, but I'm not. And it was like out of a movie. It was like she had that planned her whole life. She's like, if anybody ever says that they don't like, if I'm ever a manager somewhere and somebody doesn't like what I have to say, oh man, I have the best line ever. And I'm always going to do this fake laugh too. You don't like authority. Well, guess what? I'm authority, baby. Man, I love people. She was super tall, and she wrote a book, and I think I still have it. And she wrote in the beginning, "Thanks for all the support," because I guess we ended up becoming cool. And I told her I really wanted to read her book. And yeah. Oh man, the pizza place was probably one of the best jobs I ever had because, well, that's a lie, but it was a great job because people, they would just go through managers like crazy. There was one manager who tried to get me, there was some lady who tried to get me to have sex with her in front of her husband. And I was like, nah. And then I would get texts, like she wasn't bad looking, but I wasn't gonna, like, are you kidding me? What do you want me to do? You want me to have sex with you in front of your husband? That's like your husband. That's so weird. I don't know. But she would text me, and she'd be like, "Oh, you sure you don't want to have sex with me with my husband? Blah, in front of my husband?" And I was like, "No." And she'd be like, "Tell me about fucking me." And I was like, "I don't know. Is this your husband texting me and pretending to be you?" And then it would go silent. And then the next day she'd come in and be like, "Listen, if I text you, you can't say, 'Is this my husband?'" And I was like, "Why was it?" And she's like, "It doesn't matter." So then this dude, I never even had sex with her. I never did anything with her. And then this dude got so mad that he started stalking me. I had another job, and he was like, he'd show up at my first job and drive by and stuff. It was so weird. But yeah, I never did that. But it's like he got jealous over something that he created that, I don't know, it was just awkward. But we would have all kinds of managers, and I would go on deliveries. We had this one lady from New York City. Well, she had like a super thick New York accent. That's why it was funny. But I'd go on deliveries, and then I would call the shop and prank her from the deliveries. I'd be like, "What time you guys open till? I would eat a pizza." I just like say the dumbest. I don't even remember what I said. And she would be like, "Yo, who is this? Who is this? Huh? Come on. What's going on? What are you doing? What?" So I would just prank her every single time because I would star 67 my number, and it was it was really dumb. So, but yeah, there was a point of, I don't know. I just think that it was funny that she was like, I'm probably not gonna release this one because I'm laying down while I'm doing it. But yeah, so I think it's cool if you want to get a pizza delivery job. Oh, there was another time that that's my new laugh. What if she did it as a joke and then it became like her? But there was one time I delivered to this lady, and she was like, "Ew, you have blonde hair. I love it." She was like this older lady, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, I have a tip for you. Why don't you come inside? And I was like, oh my God, this is like the movies. She's gonna try to have sex with me. So I went inside, and she was like, I have your tip in the back in the kitchen. Come on. So I followed her through her house to the kitchen, and there was all this change on the table, on the kitchen table, like coin change. She's like, here it is. Here's your tip. And she put a little Ziploc baggie on the end of the table and then scooped it all into the bag. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then she's like, wait, I'm not done yet. And she took one of those vacuum sealers and she like hooked it up to the bag. And it was like sucking all the air out of the bag while she just stood there staring at me like in a sensual way. And I was like, what is going on? She trying to turn me on with the vacuum sucking noise thing. And I just stood there and it was just quiet. And we both stood there and then she handed it to me and I was like, thanks. And she's like, you're welcome. I was like, I have to wait until I get back to the shop to show everybody that she did this. But yeah, there was delivery is weird, man, because I get people that would like call up and be like, yeah, this one dude used to call up, and every time he called up he'd be like, yes. He wouldn't say hello, he'd just start with, yes, can I get, and whatever he'd get. But one time he asked me if I could stop and get he's like, could you bring me ice cream and toilet paper? And I was like, dude, no, I'm delivering pizza. What are you talking about? And then my boss was like, what do you want? And I was like, he wanted toilet paper and ice cream. And I was like, why don't you get it for him? And I was like, no. Well, we got to do what the customer wants. Domino's Slim Jim. But yeah, so that was weird. I don't know if anything I'm saying is coming out. Maybe I will upload this. Fuck it, cut him up. But yeah, there was like so many stories. One time, this guy, he tried to fight me because the pizza was late. Like, what the hell? He's like, why the hell is this pizza late? We ordered an hour and a half ago. And I was like, dude, it's not my fault. You know, what do you want me to do? He's like, oh, he's screaming at me. He's drunk. And then his girlfriend ran out. She's like, come on, calm down. Both of you, calm down. And I was like, I'm calm. She's like, everybody calm down. I was like, I'm calm. She's like, just everybody calm down. And she like pulled him back. And he was like, whoa, I should kick your ass. And I was like, I really was being calm the whole time and I didn't know what to say. So I walked back to my car quietly and I turned and I looked at him and I was like, yeah? Well, I'm never living into your house ever again. And I got in my car and I drove away. And he, like, as I was backing out, I saw his face. He was like, wait, what? Oh, whatever. There was one time I couldn't stand people and their dogs. Like, people, I don't think I like dogs. I don't know. I think, and I think my iPhone knows that I don't like dogs because all the articles they ever show me are people getting mauled to death by their dogs. Oh, another little baby got eaten alive by a dog. And I'm just like, Jesus freaking. So anyways, this one time, this lady had a pit bull and she's like, meet me out back. I'll give you the money. So I was like, oh, God. So I went in her yard. She's like, hey. She's like, here's my dog. And she opened the door and her pit bull ran out. And I was like, come on. And the dog's like circling me and he's like sticking his head in my nuts like really hard. Like he'd like put his head in my crotch and then look up and so like tap my nuts. And I was like, listen, lady. And I definitely stole this line from Magnolia. But I was like, listen, lady, if your dog touches my nuts one more time, I'm going to drop kick it across your lawn. And she was like, you're an asshole. I was like, no, I'm not. Your freaking dog's putting his nuts in my, putting his face in my nuts. So whatever. Dogs are alright, I guess, when they're really tiny, like when they're super, super tiny. And I hate that I'm about to say this because I tried writing a joke about it, but I hate when people are like, well, you know what? You're more likely to get bit by a Pomeranian than you are a pit bull. Yeah, okay. I'd rather get bit by a Pomeranian. You know what I mean? A pit bull will eat my head off in one chomp. I think I'm going to have time with a Pomeranian. If it starts attacking my ankles, I think I'll be like, oh, shit, I better get this Pomeranian off of me. It's not going to lock its jaws around my throat. I'm not going to hear a Pomeranian running down the stairs and jumping off, ripping my eyes out. I don't know. I just think that's the stupidest analogy ever.
Well, you're more likely to get bit by a flea than you are to get blown up a nuclear explosion.
Okay, fine. But I don't want to get blown up in a nuclear explosion. If I get bit by a single flea, whatever. That was dumb. That was a dumb joke. All right, maybe I'll release this. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just